decided, well, okay. So my parents have been out of town for almost 2 weeks now. They are in Ireland, and they're very, very sorely missed by this household. They are our primary babysitters, and it's been a long couple of weeks without them. They're also, I've talked about it before, but they're also a big part of our social life. So we decided we're going to kind of prank them so that they'll come home to a kind of a good-natured prank. I feel like prank is too vague of a word because you can, it can cover like incredibly malicious, like criminal activities, but also like incredibly harmless, even beneficial kind of things. So anyway, so we were kind of racking our brains, what can we do? And we decided that since they are in Ireland and they'll be coming home from Ireland, we are going to do we're gonna do a like cheesy leprechaun themed prank. So we don't have it totally like solidified yet, so you'll have to just sort of stay tuned, because we'll be probably executing it Sunday night or Monday morning because they come home Monday night. But I went ahead and just like when I was walking around Walmart, just looked for like fairly inexpensive thematic items that we can utilize somehow. So here's what I got. Here's my haul. So first of all, these green and white garlands, pom-pom garlands, were on clearance for 25 cents. They may be left over from at least spring. It has little like lemons and stuff on it. It says tropical. It's not really tropical though. Maybe that's just the brand. Oh, tropical. But anyway, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So this will be kind of the main green element, obviously. So we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do with them. So I'm going to put these back in the bag real quick. Open one up to see what it looks like. So yeah, it's just little fuzz balls on a string. So we may take the balls off the strings and scatter them all over the house or something, or hang them like right inside the front door, so when they walk in there's like a curtain of these. I don't know, we haven't decided. I just bought them, but that's that thing that I bought. Next up, gold balloons. Because we're thinking we're going to start with green and then have like rainbow stuff, and then the one thing we would like to do is figure out a way to have like they have a really big, really cool bathtub. So we're thinking about filling the bathtub with something gold. Like I would love to fill it with like gold wrapped candies. So we'll have to see if we can find anything in bulk that is inexpensive enough. I like the idea of the individually wrapped gold candies because Halloween is just around the corner, so their household and our household can just use the candy for Halloween. So it's not like wasteful. We can just use the budget that we would normally have for Halloween, for this prank, basically. So please let me know if, like in the comments or whatever, what is your usual budget for Halloween candy? I've always struggled knowing like what's normal, especially because in my neighborhood, we're in a lower income neighborhood, so people, like the kids in our neighborhood generally travel to other nicer neighborhoods for better candy, and like some of the neighborhoods like just not very far from here are like famous for just like going all out with their decorations and stuff like that. And so we don't actually get that many trick-or-treaters, but I feel like we would if we had awesome candy. So it's a real catch-22, because it's like, do we bother buying it? Especially since I can't eat any of it, and I don't really want my kids eating like all of it. Anyway, so gold balloons to kind of supplement whatever we decide to fill the bathtub with, because a whole bathtub full of candy is like impractical, obviously. I got Lucky Charms marshmallows, Heart Stars, Horseshoes, Clovers, and Blue Moons. I don't see pots of gold or rainbows or red balloons, but it does have Heart Stars, Blue Moons, and Clovers. I don't see horseshoes either, so that's a little bit of a bummer. But you get the idea. Okay, these items are not for the prank, but I got some bold and bright markers, and there's another, like, so I'll go ahead and get these out now. We have never really done any kind of Halloween decorations, but my husband's family used to do them all the time, like with it when he was growing up, and so he was like, I kind of miss doing that. But I don't know, I shy away a little bit from the, because like we have little bitty kids. I don't want to do anything scary for them, and there's enough of that, frankly, in the neighborhood. So we decided, since my 2-year-old's, one of her favorite movies is Coco, we're going to do a Coco themed yard this year. And so I was super excited because I found these sugar skull masks. They're meant to be masks, and they're like a color your own sugar skull kind of thing. But I thought, really, I could color these and just stick them in the yard. So that's what I'm going to do. I got 6 of them. They were $1 a piece. I got 7. And then I got a kitty cat mask for my daughter, because I thought she'd like it. So I figured my daughter will probably color one, and then this one, and then I will color in the rest of these for decoration. If she really enjoys it, I'll let her color more, but they won't look like anything from a distance. So I got these markers to color these with. And then I got 2 more boxes of my Earl Grey tea. I go through it really fast. Peanut butter toasty sandwich crackers, because we just need some easy to grab on the go things that are not very sugary, like snacks and such. And then I have, they had this, they had a whole bunch of really cute Encanto things. And one of the things I love about Encanto is that I am one of 3 sisters, and they really remind me of me and my sisters. I'm Louisa of my sisters. And so I saw this and it says Sister Goals, and I really liked it. So I got it because it was like $2. And a couple of my reusable bags that I've been using for like 3 years are really getting worn out, so it's about time I replace them anyway. I got a rainbow balloon garland so that we can maybe make like an archway. Everything else that was like big and rainbowy was really expensive. This was still a little pricey at $8.50, but much more doable than some. Actually, I think this one was a little less. I feel like this one was like $7. So I got a rainbow balloon garland. I got gold foil shred. These are really cheap. I got this for my daughter. It was discounted a lot. I think it was in the 25-cent section. I don't know if it rang up as $1 or 25 cents, but it's like a little bracelet that's also a poppet, because she loves her poppet, but she has trouble keeping track of it. So I was thinking maybe it's probably a little big for her, but usually when she finds my bracelets, she just like puts them all the way up her arm. So I got this for her. And then I got these rainbow tassel garlands. I got 2 sets. I got a box of Lucky Charms, which is extra fun because the back is very rainbowy. I got a huge package of Fun Pops that are still very frozen, so I'll probably put them back in our freezer. And that was only like $2.68, and they're nice and big, and like I feel like I could arrange them somewhere to make a rainbow. And then, you know, my parents have 8 grandchildren right now, so they'll use them. And I think that's all of the stuff that I got for the prank, because we haven't gone candy shopping yet. But I got a giant package of the cheesy peanut butter crackers because we do prefer them. I prefer them, my husband prefers them, but my daughter, sometimes she'll eat them and sometimes she only eats the ones that are not cheesy. So, which is weird because she loves cheesy crackers. But anyway, so I got a package of these, and then I'm doing another taste test. Tonight was so stressful. It was really frustrating for me not to be able to indulge in anything. And I don't think I've ever been so tempted to just like go off plan for a day. And I do not subscribe, like as a life coach, when I work with people on diets and things like that, I do not subscribe to the streak mentality of dieting, where if you break your streak, you're just like starting all over again. I believe that in general, especially for weight loss related dieting, but really any kind of health related diet, I suppose, that's kind of where I need to do some internal work. I believe that it's really best if you just make sure that you're in control of the choices you make. And so if you make a decision, this is so-and-so's wedding, I'm going to have a little bit of wedding cake, but you choose that like consciously and not sort of absently just being like, oh, it's a special occasion, I have to, you know, like really choosing like I'm going to do this or I'm not going to do this. As long as you stay completely in control of your decisions, I feel like that's really, like, it doesn't really matter what decision you actually make. Because if after several months the result of the decisions you've been making is not what you wanted, you'll start making better decisions. But it's all about that mindfulness, which is such a buzzword, but it is really just the best word for my philosophy of dieting. I don't like the streak mentality that we get from games, like phone games and things like Duolingo, and then also programs like 12-step programs where it's like, oh, I've been 60 days dry. Like, I think that is great for certain addicted personalities. I don't necessarily think that it is the only way. I do think that there are different approaches. But certainly when you're not talking about a chemical addiction, things like diets, it's amazing how similar the language is. And so I really feel strongly that, like, if I want to break my diet or whatever, I'm not breaking my diet. I'm continuing to be mindful if I make a decision, particularly slightly in advance, that like, okay, you know what, tomorrow night it's so-and-so's birthday, I'm gonna have some of the dessert that they order or whatever. But on the other hand, I'm not just trying to lose weight, which, like, if you think about it, people who are usually trying to lose or gain weight are trying to achieve a certain degree of health. But it doesn't seem like the stakes are as high as, like, if someone was, like, so, like, my diet is not diabetes related at all. I am not diabetic. I'm not pre-diabetic. But, so I'm going to use this as an example. But, like, if somebody found out that they had diabetes or were pre-diabetic and they went on a very specific, strict diet in order to balance their body and genuinely, like, promote health for themselves, I do wonder if may not be a streak mentality, but I haven't decided yet whether it's best practice for me to not ever cheat, like just truly completely cut sugar out and keep it out altogether, or if I can allow myself occasions and take it slower. But one thing that I do know from coaching and just experience is that I should not make a decision if I'm unsure where I land. I should not make a decision when I'm craving sugar or like a cheat day the way that I was tonight. I really, really, really wanted to just completely forget it all and throw it all away. I'm so tired of this diet today. I miss the freedom, the convenience, like also the sensation of eating sugar, but like there's other elements of just like there's a lot more sweet things available in most contexts than non-sweet, like non-sugary things. And then a lot of times in certain contexts, the non-sugary items are also awful for you. So I'm kind of like, is it really better for me to eat something extremely salty and also super fatty? Like maybe it's not having the effect that fructose has on my body, but like is the effect that it's having equal, worse? Like, is it a lateral move? And if so, I might as well eat the sugar because I prefer it. So I'm really struggling today, just like philosophically, I guess, with this whole lifestyle change. And I'm hoping that maybe just sleeping it off, eating enough, just kind of getting in a better mood will help me. But I was determined, as desperately as I wanted to just like eat whatever, I was determined not to. And I needed to find some kind of a placeholder or like something to just see if I could elevate my mood without compromising. So with that said, I got Cherry Coke Zero. My sister swears that it's the best of the non-sugar sodas. She doesn't like any of the other ones, but she does like this. I got Dr. Pepper Zero because I've never had it before. And I got Pepsi Zero. Again, I've never had it before. I have tasted a Diet Pepsi before, and I have tasted a Diet Coke. It was awful. But I've heard that Diet Coke and Coke Zero are completely different. So I'm going to see if all of these are that way. I know that of these three, the Dr. Pepper Zero is probably the lowest caffeine. So I'm going to go ahead and taste all three and then just like seal them really well and put them back in the fridge. But my hope is that I will like at least one of these, and maybe that can be kind of my indulgence. I don't want to start drinking sodas every day, even if they are diet. But for days like today, when I'm really, really, really just tired and stressed out, and I just kind of want an indulgence, it would be awesome if I could have one that isn't actually a compromise for my diet. So, without further ado, we're going to try the Pepsi Zero first. That is not bad. Wow. I feel like it's going to make me burp, though. I haven't had soda in so long. I might have to Google a couple of these ingredients. I've been seeing, okay, so there's aspartame. That's that's where the sweetness comes from, is aspartame, which I believe is the one that's like not super good for you. Like it's linked to cancer and stuff. So I'll have to really decide if it's worth it to me. I wonder if all the Zero products are aspartame. Yeah, this one's aspartame as well. Yeah. So all three of these are aspartame. I can see why it's more, I can see why it's so popular, even though it has that reputation. Because it does have a more subtle aftertaste than Splenda. Okay, I'll try the Dr. Pepper now. Wow. Yeah, there's always just this sort of like round, almost creamy sweetness at the end that is where the Zero, like where it tastes like a diet product and not like a regular soda. But that is almost a perfect dupe. I feel like it needs a tiny bit of acid. I actually used to drink, like when I would drink soda when we went out to restaurants, I would get a Dr. Pepper with lime. I wonder if this with a little bit of lime juice would help with that over sweetness at the very end. I'm very encouraged by that. For now, I think that I will just sort of, whatever I decide I like, I think I will limit it to days like today where it's like exceptional. You know, I've been 2 weeks without a babysitter, and I've probably got another whole week to go, so my house is just getting more and more cluttered, because usually my babysitter days are the days that I clean and catch up, and I haven't been able to do that, and I've been just staying up so late all week. I'm just really tired. I should go to bed right now, but I need to calm down a little more before I go to sleep. Okay, so I'm going to try the Cherry Coke Zero. It smells like Cherry Coke. I do like Cherry Coke. Yeah, other than that, like, over sweetness at the very end there, it tastes like Cherry Coke. I'm really impressed. I'm really surprised. So, yeah, I'm just going to seal these really tight. I might drink a little more of the Dr. Pepper because it's less caffeine because I need to go to bed. But I think I have found my dupes for when I just want a soda. But we will have to see like what I decide. I'm probably going to journal it out because you don't need to hear every minute of my processing. But I need to decide whether I want to do fake sugar sodas at all, or like how often, or whatever. I really have to. For me, one of the other things that I think is really important that I work with my clients on as well is if you're going to do a lifestyle change, you need to be really specific about the parameters so that when you are faced with temptation, you have a simplified, like, external reference to answer the question. And so if I have already decided, like, I will only drink sodas on such and such a type of day, or I will break my diet, but only for my own birthday. That kind of thing. You just have to really have it clearly defined, and then don't compromise. So if there's going to be compromise, it needs to be official, and it needs to be thought about ahead of time. And so I think there's nothing wrong with having exceptions to whatever your diet is, but like I have to really think about what my reasons are for the diet I have chosen to be on, and what that means for my priorities. Anyway, thank you for joining me. If you're still with me, thank you for listening to me prattle on about my very, very stressful night, and my shopping therapy, it's not a great, or retail therapy, is that what it's called? It's not the best thing to do, but we were already planning on doing this prank, so my husband actually suggested when I said, I don't know what I'm going to do, I need to blow up some steam before I come inside the house, because the house is just full of a million more obligations. And he was like, you should go somewhere that you can like think about what we're going to do for that prank. So it was his idea. I love him for that. That's why he gets me. He totally understood why I was frustrated, and he just 100% gets me. And he's just so great. So, anyway, yeah. So, please like and subscribe, and tell me in the comments if you have any opinions on what I'm sharing with you.